All right, this is Pushback, where we challenge the assumptions about automotive retail. Okay, so there have been a lot of debate over this recent TikTok video that we've been seeing. Let's watch the video and we're going to respond about car dealers.
Why can't I just buy a car directly from the manufacturer? Why would you want to buy it straight from the manufacturer when we're right here? Okay, your local dealership. Is you gouging me? I mean, it's ridiculous, these markups. I can see what the price costs at the manufacturer. Why can't I just pay that price? Well, why don't you go to one of the EV manufacturers? You can buy right from them. Oh, I can? Oh yeah. No, they bypassed all of our that we've been putting together for the last, like, I don't know, 80 years. What level of did you guys put together? Well, in the early days of the auto industry, the manufacturers had to rely on independent dealers because they just didn't have the cash monies to pony up and start building retail locations. Interesting. And as time went on, we knew our days were numbered. So we created the National Automobile Dealers Association, where we would lobby members of Congress to ensure that it was illegal to buy directly from the manufacturer and you had to come to one of us. That sounds really up, like overall. It is, yeah, it's still just all about the consumer. There's really no reason that this is better.
Okay. So we have a lot to talk about here. There's a lot to unpack. We have a lot of comments on this video. I understand the confusion. Consumers are rightfully confused about the process because it is complex and it is unlike most industries.
Yeah, except for like, you know, we definitely don't pay markups to Amazon or Walmart from the direct to manufacturer bed company. We never do that. So
let's talk about why the system exists and get through some comments. The franchise system does exist because when Ford started manufacturing vehicles, they were sinking all their capital into figuring out how to manufacture the Model T. And so they needed people to sell them. So independent business owners said, hey, you know what? That looks like a good product. I'll invest all of the money. I'll buy real estate. I'll put up a building. I'll have a lot. And then I will buy these cars from Ford and then resell them to the public. And Ford was like, this is a great idea. That's called distribution. We have a distribution network. Well, the problem was they were setting up these investments and buying this real estate, and then Ford was pulling them away for no reason. They could move them around based on who was their friend and who wasn't. So all the dealers got together and said, hey, if we're going to invest this money to be a good distribution network all across the country, because cars wouldn't have been available, they said, let's band together so that that can't happen to us. And there's some protection for business owners buying a franchise. And that's very common practice today. We see these all over, whether it's 1-800-Flowers, Subway, there are franchise protections in place. So that is where the system actually came from.
In any business, direct to the manufacturer is the cheapest route. Doesn't matter what it is.
I'm going to start by reading my own comment. My own comment was having multiple independent businesses competing for your business is good for any industry. If there was no competition for buying and servicing, say, a Ford F-150, do we actually think they would be cheaper?
Have you gotten any comments on your comment?
Not yet, but I did get some.
No, everybody's like, that makes too much sense.
Not inflammatory enough. Next comment, I'd rather get ripped off buying a gas vehicle than ever buy an EV. Well, that person has a position. Here's an insightful one. It also takes 4 to 5 hours. Should be able to go in, 5-minute test drive, 5 minutes negotiating price, 5-minute credit check, 5 minutes signing paperwork. So that person wants to be in and out in under an hour. This looks like under half an hour, which if you have great credit and you know the car that you want, we're full agree with this person. It should be easy if you want it to be that fast. But the reality is most people need someone to walk them through questions. They need someone to work with them on financing and find options. Oftentimes, you know how this is because you worked in retail. People come in with one car in mind and they leave in a completely different vehicle.
Or there's a credit challenge, or there's a trade-in inequity situation, and you have to get on the phone with an actual bankrupt and share the story that allows you to help them get in that purchase and extend their equity position into a loan term that maybe isn't cut and dry, right? Now, if you go to a dealer and you have like 800 credit, you know the car that you're looking for, and you have equity in your trade or a down payment, and you're not out in under an hour.
Oh, we're not even talking about the trade. Somebody says outlaw dealerships because it's a huge tax on the working class. I am not a big fan of outlawing large pieces of the United States economy because of a perspective, but I think the working class works at the dealership, and dealerships employ millions of working class people. Lobbying is another name for paying somebody off.
I understand the perspective here, and I probably would have had this perspective until I understood the political system a bit more. There's 535 representatives across the House and the Senate that make decisions for the entire U.S. That number of people has to have some way to aggregate the information across manufacturing, retail, healthcare. The list goes on for miles.
Yes.
There's no way that they can logically shove all of that in their brain pre-getting in office. So a lobbyist is really a well-informed, vertical-specific leader that understands that vertical enough to transfer the knowledge, to be a broker of that knowledge.
This comment highlights a confusion that came up several times in the comments. Walk in and say, I want the manufacturer suggested retail price, AKA the MSRP, on whatever car. Happy to sell you whatever car you want for the price the manufacturer says. I guarantee you, every dealer would take that deal because no one is selling at the MSRP. Have you ever bought a piece of clothing where it says MSRP and then the price you actually buy it from is cheaper? That's actually the case for most cars in the United States.
That MSRP is probably going up if the manufacturer has to go build a bunch of retail locations.
If you walk into a dealership and say, I'd like to pay MSRP, it will be the fastest deal you've ever done in a car dealership, 100% guaranteed.
Absolutely.
Somebody says, I bought a Tesla in 2021 and can never go back to the dealership process. Glad this info is getting out. Granted, Tesla's got it locked in. They have a limited amount of cars, a limited amount of selections. You can order the one you want. You know what you're getting. You don't get to test drive it. They ship it to the location near you where you pick it up. It's an amazing process.
As people that live in the industry, we are definitely saying there are many dealerships that need better processes, and we advocate for that. There should be a better process. And companies like Carvana and CarMax and Tesla are out there showing dealers the way. But there's also some really incredible dealers that are probably showing them up in process and customer care.
I also know a lot of people have a lot of frustrations if there's an issue with the Tesla after they deliver it or they need to get it fixed. So that's another big part. Another comment. Funny how people don't know or recognize the taxes that retail businesses pay for their communities. Do your research on franchise laws and why they exist. Obviously, this is somebody who understands a little bit more of the full spectrum of things. When you look at car dealerships in general, they are some of, if not the highest taxpayers in entire major metros sometimes. The reality is the money that flows through a dealership flows back into the community directly via taxes, but also very indirectly, or maybe it's even more directly.
It's indirectly through taxes.
Directly through all the other things in the community organizations they support, and the fact that they do give back. And we talk about a lot of that stuff. So there is a lot of give and take there. Now, some of the companies that own dealerships are bigger than the manufacturer. We are literally buying cars from a big corporation that brings no value, just takes a cut. What companies are those, Kyle? Who's bigger than a manufacturer?
Carvana is bigger than a couple of manufacturers.
Market cap wise. Yeah, I don't know. We'd have to look at that. I don't think so. If everyone came in and said, I want to pay MSRP, no extras, it would take everyone 10 minutes. Agree.
Done. Next.
Full agree. I've seen $10,000 to $15,000 markups, and I'm like, WTF. Full agree. The industry didn't do themselves any favors when they mark vehicles up by that much money. It absolutely can happen, but to the consumer, we're going to say, you have all the data available on what a car costs all across there. You should always do research across multiple dealerships. You can look at the manufacturer website. You can search a car. You can use ChatGPT to help you. You should never pay $10,000 to $15,000 markup unless it's a unique car.
One of X. Vehicle. That goes across any.
And we did ourselves no service as an industry during COVID. And some people were really gouging with markups, and that is echoing and vibrating into the future. So we're still paying for those bad decisions.
If I wrap this, there are realities within the industry, and we're in the industry, no stranger to it, that we have to fix. That the industry needs to get better on process. There are bad actors out there, but there's bad actors in every single industry. Doesn't matter where you're at. But by and large, the industry, the franchise system is there for the consumer, is meant to be close to the consumer so that when things go wrong or when you want competition, that you have the option of going to someone local and making sure that competition gets you fair pricing and creates leverage where the dealer and the OEM are meant for a better customer experience. And we see that happening at a more rapid pace within the industry. And so just look back. When was the last time you bought a car? Did you like your salesperson? Did you enjoy it? By and large, people are saying yes.
You do have options, and we're big fans. Last comment. Carvana better. Dealerships are frauds. Well, hate to disappoint you. The worlds are coming together. Carvana has dealerships now, and we're all working on getting a better way. So whatever the case is, we hope you learned a little bit about this. Whether you agree or you disagree or you want to continue the conversation, let us know in the comments. We're trying to help everybody understand things better so that we can have a better industry. We believe in the auto industry. We believe dealers are good for communities, and we believe we need to call out the bad actors so that it can all be better for everyone. Thanks for watching.